Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I'm Anuja Kumar, and with me is Abhishek Mukhopadhyay with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi lays foundation stone of Raja Mahendra Pratap Singh State University in Aligarh, Uttar Pradesh. Says the university will not only become a big centre of modern education, but will also be known for defence-related studies. India is eliminating the image of defence importer and creating a new identity of an important defence exporter of the world, says Prime Minister. 11 states achieve targets set by the Ministry of Finance for the capital expenditure in the first quarter of 2021-22. NHRC issues notices to governments of Delhi, Rajasthan, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh states over farmers' protest, asking them to submit action taken reports. Over 75 crore 22 lakh vaccine doses of COVID-19 administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. Recovery rate stands at 97.58%. External Affairs Minister says India is willing to stand by Afghan people just as in the past. In Japan, ruling party's top politician Taro Kono likely to replace Yoshihide Suga as the Prime Minister. China lodges protest with US on the reported support to Taiwan to change the name of Taipei Economic and Cultural Representative Office, TECRO, to Taiwan Representative Office. And Hindi Divas being celebrated across the country, Union Home Minister says country will have to be Atmanirbhar even with languages. As the nationwide free COVID-19 vaccination campaign at government facilities for those above 18 years is going on, we advise our young listeners to get vaccinated and also help others get vaccinated. We also advise our listeners not to lower their guard as COVID-19 remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask. Maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing. Focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. India is eliminating the image of defence importer and creating a new identity of an important defence exporter of the world, said Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He was speaking on the occasion of laying the foundation stone of Raja Mahendra Pratap Singh State University at Aligarh in Uttar Pradesh today. The Prime Minister also said today is the day to salute Raja Mahendra Pratap Singh's contribution to the freedom struggle of India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that Uttar Pradesh Defence Corridor will lead in the field of development and employment. He said that Defence Corridor will be very much beneficial for the MSME sector. He said till now, the locks made in Aligarh used to safeguard houses, but now the products manufactured in Aligarh Defence Corridor will safeguard the boundaries of a country.
डिफेंस कॉरिडोर के अलीगढ़ नॉर्थ की प्रगति का मैंने अवलोकन किया। अलीगढ़ में ही डिफेंस मैन्युफैक्चरिंग से जुड़ी 1.5 दर्जन से अधिक कंपनियां सैकड़ों करोड़ रुपए के निवेश से हजारों नए रोजगार यहां बनाने वाली है। अलीगढ़ नोड में छोटे हथियार, आयुध, ड्रोन, एरोस्पेस, मेटल कंपोनेंट, एंट्री ड्रोन सिस्टम, डिफेंस पैकेजिंग ऐसे उत्पाद बन सके, इसके लिए नए उद्योग लगाए जा रहे हैं।
Reiterating that the central government and the Yogi government at Uttar Pradesh are working together for the development of the state, the Prime Minister said that we have to fight forces that are against the development in the state. He also pointed out that today Uttar Pradesh is becoming an attractive destination for every small and big investor of the country and the world. He said this happens when the right environment is created for development.
मुझे आज ये देखकर बहुत खुशी होती है कि जिस यूपी को देश के विकास में एक रुकावट के रूप में देखा जाता था, वही यूपी आज देश के बड़े अभियानों का नेतृत्व कर रहा है.
He criticized the previous government for slow pace of development in the state.
वो दिन मैं भूल नहीं सकता हूं जब 2017 से पहले गरीबों की हर योजना में यहां रोड़े अटकाए जाते थे. एक एक योजना लागू करने के लिए दर्जनों बार केंद्र की तरफ से चिट्ठी लिखी जाती थी, लेकिन यहां उस गति से काम नहीं होता था. साथियों, यूपी के लोग भूल नहीं सकते कि पहले यहां किस तरह के घोटाले होते थे. आज योगी जी की सरकार पूरी ईमानदारी से यूपी के विकास में जुटी हुई है.
The Prime Minister said today not only the country but the entire world is seeing that India is manufacturing advanced artillery from modern grenades and rifles to fighter aircraft, drones and warships. India is moving towards making a new identity of a defense exporter, he said. He said that the government is paying respect and remembering the freedom fighters who have been forgotten in history and could not get their actual place and honor. He said that Raja Mahendra Pratap Singh not only fought for the freedom of the country, but he did a lot of work in the field of education. The Prime Minister said that Raja Mahendra Pratap Singh, apart from establishing educational institutions, also donated land for Aligarh Muslim University. He said that Raja risked his life and went across the globe for country's freedom. Speaking on the occasion, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath said union and state governments have set an example in containing the COVID-19 in the country and in the world. He said under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, 75 crore vaccines have been administered in the country. Mr. Yogi said that the government has provided every possible help to the people during COVID pandemic period.
11 states have achieved the target set by the Ministry of Finance for the capital expenditure in the first quarter of 2021-22. These states are Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Haryana, Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Manipur, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Rajasthan and Uttarakhand. Ministry of Finance in a statement said that as an incentive, these states have been granted permission by the Department of Expenditure to borrow an additional amount of 15,721 crore rupees. The additional financial resources thus made available will help the states in pushing the capital expenditure further. State-wise amount of additional borrowing permitted is enclosed. In a statement, the Finance Ministry said that the capital expenditure has a high multiplier effect, enhances the future productive capacity of the economy and results in a higher rate of economic growth. To become eligible for incremental borrowing, states were required to achieve at least 15% of the target set for 2021-22 by the end of first quarter of this fiscal, 45% by the end of second quarter, 70% by the end of third quarter, and 100% by 31st March 2022. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has said that in the face of a grave emerging situation in Afghanistan, India is willing to stand by the Afghan people just as in the past. He said to ensure this happens speedily and effectively, India believes that the international community must come together to create the best possible enabling environment. In his remarks at the United Nations high-level meeting on the humanitarian situation in Afghanistan in 2021, Dr. Jaishankar said among the challenges that the current situation poses is that of efficient logistics. He pointed out it is therefore essential that humanitarian assistance providers are accorded unimpeded, unrestricted and direct access to Afghanistan.
National Human Rights Commission has issued notices to the governments of Delhi, Rajasthan, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh states over farmers' protest, asking them to submit action-taken reports. The notice has been issued to the Chief Secretaries and Police Chiefs of the concerned states after the Commission received several complaints regarding the ongoing farmers' protest. The Commission said that there are allegations of adverse impact on the industrial units, seriously affecting more than 9,000 micro, medium and large companies. It said transportation is also adversely impacted, causing the commuters, patients, physically challenged people and senior citizens to suffer due to the heavy congestion on roads. Besides, the NHRC has also asked the Institute of Economic Growth, IEG, to examine the adverse impact of the farmers' agitation on industrial and commercial activities and disruption of transport services on commercial and normal consumers. The Commission also asked the National Disaster Management Authority, Home and Health Ministries to submit reports with respect to the adverse impact of farmers' agitation on various aspects and observance of COVID protocols at the protest sites. A fresh reminder was also issued to the District Magistrate, Jhajjar, in connection with the alleged gang rape of human rights activists at the protest site for compensation, asked for a report by 10th of October. Rural Development and Panchayati Raj Minister Giriraj Singh has said that the Swamitwa scheme will play a major role in bringing transparency in rural India. Inaugurating the national meet on Swamitwa scheme in New Delhi today, Mr. Singh said it will not only give property cards and title deeds to the people, but also provide data related to rural India, which will help in implementation of various welfare schemes. He lauded Haryana for completing drone flying work under the scheme to collect data and urged other states to expedite the work related to the scheme. The minister asked the states to involve panchayats in this scheme to create awareness and for marking of land. He said the scheme will help in ending the land-related disputes in the country.
More than 75 crore 22 lakh vaccine doses of COVID-19 have been administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. Over 78 lakh 66,000 vaccine doses were administered to eligible beneficiaries in the country to the last 24 hours. Health Ministry in a statement said that the country reported over 25,000 new cases of COVID-19 in the last 24 hours. The country's active caseload is currently at 3,62,207. The active cases constitute 1.09% of the total reported cases so far. The ministry said over 37,000 people recovered from the infection in the last 24 hours, taking the total recoveries to more than 3 crore 24 lakh. The recovery rate currently stands at 97.58%. Daily positivity rate is at 1.78% and it is less than 3% for the last 15 days. Health Ministry today said more than 72.77 crore COVID vaccine doses have been provided to states and union territories so far through the Union Government's free of cost channel and through direct state procurement category. The ministry further said more than 1.6 crore doses are in the pipeline. It said more than 4.49 crore balance and unutilized vaccine doses are still available with the states and UTs to be administered.
Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin inaugurated a genome sequencing laboratory to identify the mutation of coronavirus at Chennai. The lab has been constructed at a cost of 4 crore rupees. The government had earlier announced that a genome sequencing lab would be set up at Chennai during the assembly session. Hindi Divas is being celebrated across the country today. It was on this day in 1949 that the Constituent Assembly adopted Hindi in Devanagari script as the official language of the country. Today, Hindi is one of the widely spoken languages in the world. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Home Minister have greeted people on the occasion. In a tweet, the Prime Minister said, people from different regions have played a remarkable role in making Hindi a capable and competent language. He said it is the result of all the efforts of the people of the country that Hindi is continuously making a strong identity on the global stage. Union Home Minister Amit Shah has said that the country will have not to be Atmanirbhar only in production and commercial systems, but it will also have to be Atmanirbhar even with the languages. Addressing a function organized on the occasion of Hindi Divas in New Delhi, Mr. Shah said, if the country will not become Atmanirbhar in its languages, then the word Atmanirbhar has no meaning for the country. He assured that the government will preserve the different languages of the country and make them flexible as well as more popular. Mr. Shah said that the three words Swadeshi, Swabhasha and Swaraj were the three main pillars of the freedom struggle. The Home Minister emphasized that Hindi Divas provides an opportunity to evaluate what has been done for the preservation and promotion of languages of the country.
तो मैं इतना निश्चित फिर से एक बार कहता हूं, हिंदी की किसी स्थानीय भाषा से कोई मतभेद या अलग अलग अंतर विरोध नहीं है। हिंदी भारत की सभी भाषाओं की सखी है और वो सह-अस्तित्व से ही आगे बढ़े।
Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Singh Thakur has also greeted people. In a tweet, Mr. Thakur said, language is a powerful medium to know the social, religious, cultural, philosophical and literary aspects of any country. On this occasion, Principal Director General of All India Radio News, N. Venudhar Reddy, has said that the role of All India Radio in promoting the usage of Hindi across the nation is very significant.
भारत विविधताओं का देश है। हमारा देश में अनेक भाषाएं बोली जाती हैं, तथापि अपनी सरलता, सुबोधता और पहुंच के कारण हिंदी ने भारत की राजभाषा बनने का गौरव प्राप्त किया है। अब हिंदी मात्र संपर्क भाषा न होकर विश्व भाषा बनने की ओर अग्रसर है। आकाशवाणी के कार्यक्षेत्र को देखते हुए हिंदी का महत्व और अधिक व्यापक हो जाता है। आकाशवाणी पूरे देश की आवाज है और सभी के लिए प्रेरणा स्रोत है। इस भूमिका में हिंदी की सार्थकता और प्रभावकारिता को नकारा नहीं जा सकता है।
Hindi Divas was celebrated at Prasar Bharati headquarters in New Delhi today. CEO Prasar Bharati, Shashi Shekhar Vempati, chaired a meeting on this occasion. Rajbhasha pledge was taken by the officials to enhance the use of Rajbhasha in our day-to-day activities. Message from Home Minister Amit Shah was read out, wherein the importance of the use of Rajbhasha was underlined when we are celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. The message from Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Singh Thakur was also read out on this occasion. He exhorted the citizens to take it up as a collective responsibility for use and promotion of Hindi. CEO Prasar Bharati Shashi Shekhar Vempati said, Akashvani and Doordarshan have been serving as the voice of India and have given a boost to Hindi and other regional languages in its programs.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi lays foundation stone of Raja Mahendra Pratap Singh State University in Aligarh, Uttar Pradesh. Says the university will not only become a big centre of modern education, but will also be known for defence-related studies. India is eliminating the image of defence importer and creating a new identity of an important defence exporter of the world, says Prime Minister. 11 states achieved targets set by the Ministry of Finance for the capital expenditure in the first quarter of 2021-22. NHRC issues notices to governments of Delhi, Rajasthan, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh states over farmers' protest, asking them to submit action taken reports. Over 75 crore 22 lakh vaccine doses of COVID-19 administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. Recovery rate stands at 97.58%. External Affairs Minister says India is willing to stand by Afghan people just as in the past. In Japan, ruling party's top politician Taro Kono likely to replace Yoshihide Suga as the Prime Minister. China lodges protest with the US on the reported support to Taiwan to change name of Taipei Economic and Cultural Representative Office TECRO to the Taiwan Representative Office. And Hindi Divas been celebrated across the country. Union Home Minister says country will have to be Atmanirbhar even with languages. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
Welcome back to the Midday News on All India Radio. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will participate in the Leaders' Summit of the Quadrilateral Framework in Washington, D.C. on 24th of September, along with Prime Minister of Australia, Scott Morrison, Prime Minister of Japan Yoshihide Suga and US President Joseph Biden. The leaders will review the progress made since their first virtual summit on 12th of March this year and discuss regional issues of shared interest. More in this report.
As part of their ongoing efforts to contain the COVID-19 pandemic, the leaders will review the Quad vaccine initiative, which was announced in March this year. They will also exchange views on contemporary global issues such as critical and emerging technologies, connectivity and infrastructure, cyber security, maritime security, humanitarian assistance, disaster relief, climate change and education. The summit would provide a valuable opportunity for dialogue and interactions among the leaders, anchored in their shared vision of ensuring a free, open and inclusive Indo-Pacific region. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the general debate of the high-level segment of the 76th session of the United Nations General Assembly UNGA on 25th September in New York. Anupam Mishra, AR News, Delhi.
As our nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events are being organized by the government as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. To commemorate the occasion as a Jan Utsav, All India Radio News brings its listeners a special quiz on India's freedom movement and its glorious history. The quiz is being conducted every Monday and Tuesday in the morning news and will continue till 15th of August 2022. India Post has joined hands as the logistics partner with All India Radio News. Listeners can send their responses to the question over WhatsApp on 882-654-6262 or through email on amritmahotsavquiz@prasarbharati.gov.in. One lucky participant will be selected as a winner and will be awarded an e-certificate and a token prize. Let's listen now to our special program Azadi Ka Safar.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
Today is the birth anniversary of freedom fighter Gadi Cherala Hari Sarvottam Rao, who is popularly known as Andhra Tilak. He was born on this day in 1883 in Kurnool. Rao was inspired by the ideologies of Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Bipin Chandra Pal and joined the freedom movement. While at the Teachers Training College of Rajamundry, Rao and his fellow students attended a lecture by Bipin Chandra Pal.
Inspired by Pal's speech, the students wore badges inscribed with Vande Mataram to the college the next day.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram.
Mark Hunter, the college principal, objected and refused to admit the students until they removed the badges. The students refused. The principal dismissed Rao, who was a student leader, from the college. In 1908, Rao started a Telugu weekly newspaper called Swarajya. He criticized the policies of the British through his articles published in the magazine. The British declared that Rao's article, Biprit Buddhi, was an act of sedition and sentenced him to 3 years in prison. In 1914, he became the secretary for the Andhra division of the Home Rule League formed by Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Annie Besant. In 1923, he joined the Swarajya Party formed by Chittaranjan Das and Motilal Nehru.
Gadi Cherala Hari Sarvottam Rao is considered as one of the pioneers of the library movement in Andhra Pradesh. He nurtured the library movement in Telugu-speaking regions. Rao was its president for a record 24 years. He had the rare distinction of being the Vice President of the Indian Library Association, Calcutta, and the first Director of Adult Education in the Madras Presidency.
It was the strength of the library movement and its philosophy that contributed to the Madras Public Libraries Act 1948. Rao also started and edited several publications and newspapers. Some of them are Andhra Kesari, Navyugam, Andhra Patrika, Matru Seva, Andhra Varta, Panchayati Rajyam. Nominated as the first editor of Andhra Patrika, he stood for the national cause and laid an unshakable foundation for Telugu journalism.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in next episode tomorrow.
भारत के स्वतंत्रता संग्राम में अनगिनत स्वतंत्रता सेनानियों ने अपने प्राणों की आहुति दी। कुछ इतिहास में अमर हो गए और कई गुमनाम। आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव के अंतर्गत 75 कड़ियों की श्रृंखला में हम उन वीरांगनाओं की बात करेंगे जिनका योगदान कभी भुलाया नहीं जा सकता। प्रत्येक मंगलवार परिक्रमा में सुनिए अपराजिता, देश की वीरांगनाओं को आकाशवाणी का सादर नमन।
China has lodged solemn representation with the U.S. side about media reports saying that President Joe Biden's administration is seriously considering allowing Taiwan to change the name of the Taipei Economic and Cultural Representative Office, TECRO, to the Taiwan Representative Office. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Zhou Lijian, in response to a question at a regular press briefing yesterday, said the U.S. should abide by the One China principle and stop all forms of official exchanges or elevating substantive relations with Taiwan, including not renaming the Taipei Economic and Cultural Representative Office in the U.S. to the Taiwan Representative Office. He said the U.S. should stop sending wrong signals to Taiwan independence separatist forces. In a significant political development in Japan, a top politician in the country's ruling party, Taro Kono, is likely to replace Yoshihide Suga as the Prime Minister. The move comes after the top contender, Shigeru Ishiba, has opted not to stand in the race for the Prime Minister's post and is considering supporting Taro Kono. It is reported that the move would increase Kono's chances of taking over from outgoing Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga as head of the Liberal Democratic Party LDP, as Ishiba is well liked by rank-and-file party members. Kono, currently the minister in charge of Japan's vaccination drive, is considered a leading contender to replace Suga after a surprise announcement this month that he would not seek to stay on in the post. The vote to elect new Prime Minister will be held on the 29th of September.
Now let us take a look at the weather update for today. The national capital Delhi is predicted to have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Temperature will rise from minimum of 24 to a maximum of around 34 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have generally cloudy sky with heavy rain and the temperature will hover between 26 to 30 degrees Celsius. Chennai will have generally cloudy sky with slight rain or drizzle. Kolkata will have generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. Srinagar will have mainly clear sky. Temperature will hover between 15 and 30 degrees Celsius. Jammu will have mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Gilgit will have mainly clear sky and temperature will hover between 15 and 36 degrees Celsius. Muzaffarabad will have mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Guwahati will witness generally cloudy sky with one or two spells of rain or thunder showers. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi lays foundation stone of Raja Mahendra Pratap Singh State University in Aligarh, Uttar Pradesh. Says the university will not only become a big centre of modern education, but will also be known for defence-related studies. India is eliminating the image of defence importer and creating a new identity of an important defence exporter of the world, says Prime Minister. 11 states achieved targets set by the Ministry of Finance for the capital expenditure in the first quarter of 2021-22. NHRC issues notices to governments of Delhi, Rajasthan, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh over farmers' protest, asking them to submit action taken reports. Over 75 crore 22 lakh vaccine doses of COVID-19 administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. Recovery rate stands at 97.58%. External Affairs Minister says India is willing to stand by Afghan people just as in the past. And Hindi Divas being celebrated across the country, Union Home Minister says country will have to be Atmanirbhar even with languages. And with that, we end the midday news.